Peace, y'all. Just came back from seeing the movie Nope. My mind is freaking blown, okay? So, to start off with, this is only the this is the third Jordan Peele movie I've seen. I recently saw Candyman for the first time when I was getting my haircut, my afro cut, my trim, back in June at my hairdresser's. I saw Candyman. And I had never seen the original Candyman for various reasons. Number one, I don't watch horror movies. I know. But I have my reasons for not seeing horror movies, specifically as a kid, and even to this day, I don't like watching horror movies like that. And so, even going to see Nope, I was a little hesitant because I was like, I don't like horror movies. But, because I've seen Get Out, and I saw Candyman, I was like, I probably can handle Nope, right? So I was like, okay, I'll go see it. Because, I love to support black stuff. Because I'm just that person, right? And I've been a huge fan of Keke Palmer since I was 12 years old. And I first saw Keeler and the Bee and Jump In, which is a Disney Channel original movie with Corbin Bleu and her. I love that movie. That's like one of my favorite DComs ever. And I've just been a fan of Keke Palmer forever. Like, I just love her. She's just an incredible human. And so versatile, right? And she just does everything. And she just keep a job, right? Like, totally a standout. And then Daniel Kaluuya, sorry, dyslexia. Okay, so I saw him in Get Out. Obviously, that was how most people found out about him. Unless you're a real OG Day One, I am not. But unless you're a real OG Day One, and you saw him first in Skins, which was the, teen drama in, Britain, London, over there. Yeah, unless you saw him in that, you probably really did not know him that well. And so Get Out was probably your first time seeing him, the same way it was for me. And I saw him in Get Out. I saw him in Black Panther. I haven't really watched other films he's been in that much, but I do like him as an actor. I think he's a really great actor, and I think he does an American accent pretty well, to be honest. So there's that. With Jordan Peele, like I said, I only seen Get Out, Candyman, and then now Nope. And I've seen clips of Keaton Peele sketches on the internet, but I never really watched Keaton Peele growing up or, in the 2010s, whenever it came out. I never really watched it, right? So there's that. So that's basically my, going into this movie, that's basically where I'm at, right? And so I saw the trailers for this movie. Didn't really know what it was about for a long time. And then I figured out it was about, aliens. And, if you know me in real life, I love alien movies, okay? I love alien lore. I love alien movies. I love aliens, okay? I have forever, okay? I already think, and it's probably true, but I already think that I come from another planet and that I'm just waiting for the aliens to come and get me. Dead ass, okay? So, I love aliens, right? The good ones, obviously, because I know there are evil ones that want to come and, destroy us. But I love aliens, right? I used to watch Ancient Aliens with my mom, and my older brother used to watch it, too. There's all these, spiritual people that my parents know about who talk about aliens a lot. There's the Dogon people from Africa who talked about aliens a lot. There's, a lot of people. Credo Mutwa, which is this, African spiritual person. He's passed away, obviously. He's passed away. R.I.P. Rest in power. He was really spiritual and, really important to... He was an African, leader. And he was a spiritual leader. And he was really, 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 intelligent. And he just knew a lot about a lot. And he has, if you look it up on the internet, you'll find information about him talking about the aliens. You'll find him talking about dolphins and where they come from. You'll hear him talking about the lizard people. It's a whole thing. I grew up watching all of that type of stuff. My parents are big into that type of stuff when it comes to aliens and spirituality and culture and everything. So I grew up aliens everywhere. Independence Day, the Will Smith movie, one of my favorite movies. I watch it all the time. Love it, love it, love it, right? So I already, when they were aliens, I was like, okay, I don't really like horror stuff, right? But because Jordan Peele movies are more suspenseful, I was okay with going to see this. And I was like, okay, so it's aliens. And I can do aliens because I love aliens, right? I love all things aliens. So I was like, okay. And then when people started coming out after the movie came out, and they started saying that the movie's premise was basically based on the lengths that people will go to become like famous or internet famous or like the clout chasing type of thing, I was like, that makes sense, because literally the internet is crazy and people will do literally anything for anything to become famous, right? Even if it's just internet famous, they will just do anything, and a lot of it is to the detriment of society, let alone the detriment of themselves. But that's a whole nother story, and I have a lot of thoughts on that, but another day. So how did I like the movie, right? I loved it, okay? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, okay? Highly. Like, I say that a lot about movies, and I'll be like, go see this movie, you know, it's great, whatever. No. You have to go see this movie. This movie is incredible. I promise you, you will not be disappointed, okay? No matter what people say on the internet, okay? The naysayers can just be naysayers, okay? Nobody has time for them. The movie is incredible. And even though this movie is for everybody, because Jordan Peele movies they are for everybody. Everybody can go see them, obviously. They are black movies, though. And I just want you to remember that when you go and see these movies. Remember that you have to take it with a grain of salt, because a lot of the commentary that Jordan Peele puts into his movies has to do with black people. Now, some of it is more layered. Like, I hear that Us, because I haven't seen Us yet. Need to watch it, I know. But I hear that Us was about classism. Obviously, Get Out was about racism and white supremacy. And so, Nope is about clout chasing. Heavy. Like, at first I was like, I don't really get that message. But once the movie kept progressing and towards the end, I was like, I see it, I get it, I realize it. Oh my gosh, like, what the heck, right? And yeah, Keke Palmer killed it. My favorite person in the movie, right? Love her portrayal in the movie. I felt like the first clip when this clip has been floating around the internet, so if you haven't seen it, oh well, you can look it up, because it's been floating around the internet. But the clip at the very beginning when they are explaining to the film crew about how to deal with the horses, because they're horse wranglers, and she's just going on and on with her bubbly personality, and then she starts talking about all the different things that she does, like she's a singer, and she's a actress, and she's a this, and she's a that, and blah blah blah, and she had this bubbly personality. I was like, I see why they picked Keke Palmer for this role, because she was basically playing herself. When you really bring it down to it, there were nuances that obviously were not Keke, of course, but I saw why they picked her. I saw why Jordan picked her, because this character is very Keke, and that's why she owns it. Like, she really gives her all into this role, and I love it. I love it so much. Obviously, Daniel does his normal, if you've seen Get Out, there are moments in the film that will remind you of those very wide shot scenes where you just see his eyes looking up, specifically in Get Out when he's singing into the floor, type thing, and his eyes are just really big. You'll see a lot of that in this movie, because I think that's just something that he does often in movies, so I appreciate that. And yeah, this is just a really incredible movie. I want to go see it again. I just love this movie so much, and there's just so many nuances in this movie, just so much going on, from one second to the next. You really won't be bored 1 minute in this movie. This movie is really going to keep your attention the entire movie. It is just so good. And aliens are real, man. Aliens are real, and I want you to know that they are. And if you are a naysayer, you are wrong, because aliens are real and they do exist, because we can't be the only people in the universe, in the galaxy. We just can't. We can't. Humans cannot be. So aliens are real, This movie's a 10 out of 10. I recommend this highly, and I probably will go see it again, and or I'll watch it a million times when it comes on streaming. But I'm a little bit obsessed with it now because I just like, there's so much to analyze, there's so much to thoughts about it. Like, I just have so many thoughts and just so many things, and I can't even tell you because the movie hasn't been out long enough. But just go see this movie. You will not be disappointed one bit. Please go see this movie. You will love it. It is just so incredibly done. And I don't know what else to say. Oh, every outfit that Kiki wore as her character in the movie, I would totally wear. If you know me at all, you know I would totally wear those outfits. And I love the way they did her hair too, because I love when she wears her little cute curls. I love that. Love that. And the cinematography was incredible. I totally see where people are giving him the Steven Spielberg title now, because I see it. And you know, I just super great, super great. The shots of the flying saucer, so realistic. Like, I love it. And yeah. It's just so interesting to think about, like, the length that people go to get that perfect thing to make them famous. That Oprah shot. What's your Oprah shot? I don't know what my Oprah shot would be, but I'm not really clout crazy, so I don't know that it would be like that for me, but just interesting to think about the lengths that people go to. You know, it's like the people who end up in like the trashy tabloids and whatever, and they're like the alien beasts from wherever, like the crazy stories you hear, kind of like that. But it's just really interesting to see like how one set of people will try to capture something like that, and they're doing it for more of an honest reason versus somebody else. And that was just really interesting as well. But yeah, wow, so good. Just so many nuances and just so much to take away from it, and just so incredibly great. And I just love it also because in the beginning, when they're showing the previews of different movies coming, I loved how, except for a couple of things that were more like horror films and whatever that they just put in there because this is more of a suspenseful like horror film or whatever, the other films that they had for the previews were all black or people of color movies. And that really made my heart sing, because I was like, yes. Because, you know, I go to the movies whenever I go to the movies. I don't go often. But when I do go to the movies, usually it's not a black film. I would like to see more black films, obviously, in theaters, but it doesn't always happen. But also, even when I do go see black movies in theaters and whatever, or people of color films, they don't always have previews that are so black or so people of color oriented. And it just felt really good to see previews for things like Till, which is the Emmett Till story that's going to be put into a movie, which I may or may not see. I don't know. I might wait for it to come on streaming. I don't really know. I don't know. I should go support it, obviously, because it's black, but I don't really know. The Viola Davis movie that's coming out soon, I'm super excited about that movie. I really do want to go see that. And yeah, man, just really incredible. Great viewing experience overall. Great time. Super glad I went to see it in theaters. And yeah, 10 out of 10 viewing experience. Totally recommend. Not just saying that, I really do want people to go and see this movie because it has a lot of nuances. And if you really like alien movies, you will really like this film. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Hope you're doing all right, and see you on the next movie review. Peace and blessings.